Welcome to the Dodgers Blue News channel. Before the news, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Now, let's get to the Dodgers news.
Hey Dodgers fans! Attention is on full alert because the trade buzz is heating up in Los Angeles. Today's hot topic, potential trades that could reshape the team's future. And the first big name on the table is Sandy Alcantara. The Los Angeles Dodgers have their eyes on a true gem who might be about to shine again. Even after a rough season, Alcantara, a former Cy Young winner and two-time All-Star, has returned to the league's radar with performances that reignite the interest of any serious franchise chasing a title. After facing injuries and undergoing Tommy John surgery, the Marlins ace is beginning to find his way back to dominance. His fastball has climbed back above 97 miles per hour, his control is sharp, and the numbers speak volumes. In his last two outings, an ERA of 1.50 sharply contrasts with the 8.47 he posted early in the season. This leap places Alcantara among the most coveted names on the market. The Dodgers, with one of the strongest development systems in the league, have what it takes to push hard in this race. Their pitching rotation is already solid, but in Los Angeles, there's always room for improvement. With the trade deadline approaching, the front office is evaluating all scenarios to boost the roster with a name that can make a difference in October. But the analysis isn't just about on-field performance. Alcantara's contract is significant, valid through 2026, with an option for 2027, and carrying a $17.3 million annual salary. This requires caution, strategy, and long-term vision, something the Dodgers organization masters like few others. If the trade happens, it could change the team's trajectory and give Alcantara the perfect stage to reclaim his place among the greats. The Dodgers, with their winning tradition and ability to get the best out of new talents, could be the ideal environment for this comeback. This kind of move impacts not only the current season but also reshapes the path of a franchise and a player pursuing redemption. And in Los Angeles, every step matters when the goal is clear, returning to the top of MLB. For Sandy Alcantara, playing for the Dodgers would mean a fresh start. He's a guy who's dominated the league and knows what it takes to be the best. This kind of environment isn't new to him, but it's definitely the perfect fuel to reignite the competitive fire of a true ace. Playing in Los Angeles carries a unique weight. Here, the standard is high. The Dodgers don't show up just to participate, they show up to win. That means Alcantara wouldn't be just another piece on the board. He'd come in with a leading role. Even coming off surgery and still on the path to full recovery, he'd carry the responsibility to stabilize a rotation seeking strength for October. And he has what it takes to do just that. The structure the Dodgers provide is, without exaggeration, among the most complete in all of MLB. From individualized work with coaches, through advanced analytics support, to the day-to-day with a competitive roster, Alcantara would have everything to develop even further. The team knows how to get the best from its pitchers, whether polishing young prospects or helping veterans fine-tune their game. This turns the challenge into opportunity. Moreover, the pressure of playing for a franchise like the Dodgers is intense but comes with something crucial: support. With a lineup that produces runs, reliable defense, and a bullpen that knows how to hold leads, Alcantara wouldn't have to carry the weight of every win alone. He'd have support in every facet of the game, which is essential for a high-level return. Tactically, Alcantara adds depth and versatility. He's a pitcher who can go deep into games, conserve pitches, and when healthy, control the pace of play with authority. In a rotation already talented but challenged by injuries and inconsistency, adding someone like him would immediately raise the team's level. Fans can expect commitment, intensity, and, if all goes well, the old dominance that put him at the top of the league in 2022. Of course, the road back has stages, but with the Dodgers, every stage is planned. It's not just a gamble on name or past achievements, but a real fit between talent and context. Sandy Alcantara with the Dodgers would mean more than just a reinforcement. It would be a move of ambition. A message to the rest of the league that Los Angeles is aiming high, and willing to do what it takes to get there. If he dons that blue, the impact could be immediate. And the October stage, with Dodger Stadium buzzing with playoff atmosphere, could be exactly where Alcantara rebuilds his legend. For the Dodgers, having Sandy Alcantara on the roster would be an extremely strategic addition, focused on long-term performance and rotation stability. It wouldn't be a move based only on hoping for a comeback from a former Cy Young winner, but rather a decision perfectly aligned with how the organization thinks and builds its team, with depth, consistency, and future vision. His presence would bring stability to a rotation that, despite its talent, has been tested by injuries and fluctuating performance throughout the season. Having a pitcher capable of eating innings, easing the bullpen's workload, and keeping the team in games even when the offense is slow to ignite can make a real difference in practical results. Alcantara, when in rhythm, delivers volume and efficiency, qualities highly valued in the grueling MLB schedule. Additionally, his arrival would allow the team greater flexibility in managing other arms in the rotation. The Dodgers could better handle rest days, control innings for young talents, and even redesign postseason plans with more options up their sleeve. Having Alcantara in the mix means not relying on one or two names to maintain a high level. He'd be a reinforcement that balances the roster, improves planning, and expands tactical adjustments during the campaign. Another important aspect is the type of repertoire Alcantara brings. A pitcher with solid command, physical strength, experience as a #1 starter, and a varied arsenal offers exactly what the Dodgers value, a profile adaptable to different scenarios. He can open a tough series against any lineup, be used in key games, or even play a hybrid role if the coaching staff decides on something more innovative in the postseason. Off the field, Alcantara is also a plus. He's disciplined, competitive, and respected by teammates. In the clubhouse, his presence can further strengthen the culture of responsibility and commitment already present. The Dodgers put a lot of emphasis on environment and behavior, and having a name like his on the roster reinforces the profile of a team that not only seeks wins but professional structure in all areas. The coaching staff, in turn, would gain a reliable arm to work with week after week, allowing broader adjustments behind the scenes. The team would have more freedom to address other rotation needs, whether easing young players into the league pace or holding veterans for crucial moments. In the end, bringing Sandy Alcantara to the Dodgers would be a move well aligned with the franchise's philosophy. Not a signing based on hope, but on structure. He wouldn't arrive as a savior or a gamble, but as a piece that strengthens an already functional system constantly aiming for optimization. An addition that might seem understated at first but, in the right context, offers real, high-level technical return. For the Dodgers, this kind of reinforcement isn't a luxury, it's pure strategy. Now turning the page, it's time to look at another important name on Los Angeles' radar. We're talking about Nolan Arenado, one of the biggest third baseman names of the last decade who, once again, is at the center of trade talks. And yes, the Dodgers are watching this situation very closely. Recent activity behind the scenes shows the St. Louis Cardinals are reaching a decision point. With the team still alive in the National League Central race and the Cubs struggling with injuries, the scenario has opened up more than expected a few weeks ago. This gives the Cardinals one last chance to try something this season. But if performance wavers or results don't come, management may choose to clear roster space, and in that context, Arenado's name emerges as one of the most valuable assets. From the Dodgers' perspective, closely monitoring this potential market opening is part of the job. The organization knows Arenado is a proven talent, with a winning history, elite defensive presence, and big game experience. Even though he's not currently at the peak of his career, he still delivers real value, especially within a solid system like Los Angeles, where he wouldn't have to carry the full responsibility alone. The contract situation is also relevant. Arenado has a no-trade clause, but recent signs suggest he'd be willing to waive it if the destination were California, more specifically, Los Angeles. This shows mutual interest, which eases any negotiations if the Cardinals decide to engage. On the field, Arenado remains an impactful player. His power numbers have dipped, true, but he still shows offensive consistency and remains one of the league's best defenders at his position. On a team like the Dodgers, he would have the chance to play with less individual pressure, surrounded by a roster that enhances player performance. Moreover, the Dodgers emphasize depth across all positions, and third base is one spot that could use an upgrade, especially if the goal is to strengthen the lineup with more balance and experience. Arenado would bring just that, a reliable presence in the middle of the lineup, capable of producing runs, working counts effectively, and providing steady defense. What is shaping up now is a scenario of active waiting. The Dodgers closely track the Cardinals' moves, monitoring results, roster situations, and signals of willingness to negotiate. If the right moment arrives and the numbers make sense, the Los Angeles team has the financial flexibility and prospects to present a competitive offer. In the end, if the opportunity materializes, Arenado's arrival would be another calculated move by the Dodgers front office. Not an emergency play, but part of a bigger plan to prepare the team not only for the rest of the season but for October, where veterans like him know exactly what to do. For Nolan Arenado, a possible move to Los Angeles would represent an important transition in his career, both competitively and professionally. Playing for the Dodgers means joining one of Major League Baseball's most structured and respected franchises, an environment known for consistency on the field, thoughtful planning behind the scenes, and a culture of high performance. After years as a centerpiece, first with the Colorado Rockies and then with the St. Louis Cardinals, Arenado would enter a different scenario in Los Angeles. Instead of being the main name on the team, he would join a roster where responsibilities are more evenly shared. This would allow him to focus on his game, with less pressure to lead every statistic or carry the offense alone. With the Dodgers, each player contributes within a system, which opens space for experienced veterans like Arenado to adapt naturally. Additionally, the support structure the Dodgers provide is a key differentiator. Analytical work, fine-tuning swing and defensive mechanics, physical and mental preparation throughout the season, all integrated into a development model aimed at getting the best out of each athlete. Arenado would find a highly qualified technical staff ready to work with him on targeted adjustments, not to overhaul, but to optimize. This kind of support can extend his on-field efficiency and maintain consistent production through the season. Another plus is the familiarity with the environment. Arenado was born and raised in California, making this move something like a return to his roots. Being closer to his personal and family base could positively impact his off-field stability and well-being. For many athletes, this balance also reflects positively on athletic performance. In the clubhouse, Arenado would arrive as a respected addition. He wouldn't need to prove anything but would contribute through his experience, professionalism, and game knowledge. Players with his background are valued not just for what they do on the field but also for what they represent as daily examples of dedication and preparation. He would have the chance to add value in a competitive environment that knows how to leverage the presence of veterans with winning profiles. Practically speaking, the technical fit would be smooth as well. Third base requires defensive consistency and tactical intelligence. Arenado remains one of the league's most reliable defenders, and his presence would make the Dodgers' left side of the infield even stronger. At the plate, despite lower power numbers this season, he continues to be a dependable hitter, capable of producing runs, adapting to game situations, and maintaining a disciplined approach. Wearing the Dodgers uniform, Arenado would have the chance to compete at a high level from day one. He'd be part of a team constantly among the favorites, not just to make the playoffs but to contend for championships. It would be a concrete opportunity to take the field in October with a prepared, well-managed roster and real ambition to win the World Series, something he still pursues in his career. Finally, a potential move to Los Angeles wouldn't just mean changing cities or uniforms. It would be a competitive context shift, a chance to join a system that values the collective, cares about details, and offers all the tools for experienced players to maintain a high level of performance. For Nolan, it would be the chance to fit into a bigger project, focused on winning today with a long-term vision. For the Dodgers, adding Nolan Arenado would mean more than just bringing a proven name to third base. It would mean incorporating a player with a solid track record, competitive mentality, and technical profile that perfectly fits how the organization builds its rosters, based on consistency, tactical intelligence, and clutch experience. Arenado would bring immediate reliability to the defense on the left side of the infield. He remains one of the best defenders at the position, with quick reflexes, precise reads, and a strong arm that helps contain opposing offenses. In tight games, where every detail counts, that security at third base makes a difference. It's not just about getting runners out, it's about controlling the team's defensive rhythm, maintaining the pitcher's confidence, and turning tough plays into key outs. Offensively, even in a less explosive power season, Arenado offers plate discipline, contact ability, and experience dealing with elite pitchers. In a lineup like the Dodgers, where there's no pressure to be the star every night, he'd have the freedom to find his natural role. And within a system that prioritizes adjustments and game reading, there's real room for him to regain some of his more impactful production. Beyond the technical side, he'd also add competitive value. The Dodgers blend young talent with veterans, and having someone with his background would help balance that core. Not as a hierarchical or isolated figure, but as another leader in a collaborative environment. A player who knows what it takes to sustain high performance through a 162-game season and who can help keep the group focused on details, whether in an April game or a decisive September series. His mentality also aligns with the Dodgers culture: commitment to work, daily preparation, and focus on results. He's not a name seeking the spotlight, but an athlete who values routine and the fundamentals of the game. That strengthens the internal environment and fits how the team prepares for lasting success. Another benefit to the team would be tactical flexibility. Nolan Arenado's presence allows the coach to build different lineup configurations, explore combinations that boost defensive efficiency, and, importantly, provide strategic rest to other players without losing defensive quality. This broadens options through the season and better prepares the team with balance to face different playoff opponents. In a postseason scenario, where quick decisions and consistency matter, having players accustomed to the intensity of those moments is an asset. Nolan Arenado has been on big stages, knows the demands of October, and can contribute not just with his performance but also with the emotional stability that helps the team stay focused under pressure. In short, for the Dodgers, Nolan Arenado's arrival would represent the union of opportunity and strategy. A move that strengthens defense, adds offensive depth, and brings experience to the clubhouse. Not just another piece on the board, but an addition designed to contribute in every aspect of the game, on and off the field, maintaining the franchise. The Dodgers continue to show why they are one of the most respected and well-managed franchises in Major League Baseball. Every season, the front office reaffirms its commitment to excellence by staying active in the market, evaluating each opportunity with criteria and long-term vision. More than acting on impulse or immediate need, Los Angeles works with planning and intelligence, always attentive to possibilities that can strengthen the roster without compromising the team's balance. This approach has become even clearer in recent trade windows. Whether seeking pitchers to reinforce the rotation, adjusting the bullpen with strategic names, or analyzing the arrival of experienced players for specific roles, the Dodgers operate with precision. The front office maintains an active radar and is in constant contact with other franchises, always ready to act when the right moment arrives. Part of this is due to the structure the team has built over the years. A solid prospect development system, a highly refined analytical database, and a coaching staff capable of quickly integrating new players give the Dodgers more freedom to move in the market. They don't have to chase last-minute solutions, they create possible scenarios, prepare in advance, and keep flexibility to seize windows of opportunity. Another important point is context reading. The Dodgers don't enter any deal just because of the name involved. They evaluate technical fit, contractual situation, behavioral profile, and potential for immediate contribution. When they decide to act, they do so with a clear purpose, whether bringing in a rising player or betting on the recovery of a veteran talent in favorable conditions. The team also knows when to be aggressive. When the market presents names that can truly raise the team's level, the front office does not hesitate. Recent major moves have shown the organization is willing to invest when the opportunity makes competitive sense. At the same time, they maintain financial discipline and avoid commitments that could negatively impact the club's future. This balance between caution and action makes the Dodgers a constant force in the league, not only because of the talent on the field but also because of how the roster is shaped season after season. While other teams react to problems, Los Angeles anticipates. While some patch things up, the Dodgers build. With the trade deadline approaching and several names circulating on the market, it's certain that the front office continues to monitor everything closely. And if the right opportunity arises, whether it's a pitcher like Sandy Alcantara, an infielder like Nolan Arenado, or another strategic name, the Dodgers will be ready to act, as they always have. Because, for this franchise, being at the top is not just a goal. It's part of the method. When talking about the current scenario and the names on the Dodgers' radar, like Sandy Alcantara and Nolan Arenado, what you see is a front office that remains true to its identity, competitive, strategic, and always seeking ways to strengthen the roster intelligently. The possible arrivals of these players represent more than just reinforcements. They are moves aligned with the franchise's philosophy of maintaining a team prepared not only for the regular season but especially for the challenges of the postseason. Finally, the potential additions of Alcantara and Arenado are signs that the Dodgers are ready to adjust the roster wherever necessary without compromising what has already been built. These are moves that reinforce the franchise's commitment to excellence, competitiveness, and the constant pursuit of the title. And if these pieces fit as expected, the Dodgers will take another step toward a roster even better prepared to chase something bigger in October. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think about these possible moves? Would Alcantara and Arenado be the right pieces to take the team even further this season? Leave your opinions in the comments. Until next time, Dodgers Nation.